Well, this Friday's NATO summit gets underway in Warsaw and is likely to be dominated by Vladimir Putin's Russia. Long gone are the days when the Warsaw Pact was the Russian-dominated rival to the US-led Atlantic Alliance. Today, Poland is firmly on the Western side in this new Cold War. Indeed, it's one of the NATO members pushing hardest for a tough stance against Moscow. Gulliver Cragg reports.
Construction finally started in May on the United States' long-mooted missile defense facility in northern Poland. Pitching in at the ceremony were both the defense minister and the foreign minister. On hand to applaud was the president. For this momentous occasion, Warsaw was sparing no pomp.
Although we became members of NATO, entered NATO many years ago, we have waited a long time for the alliance, in a stable, permanent sense, to enter Poland.
Everyone wanted a share of the credit.
This is truly an important day for Poland, for NATO, and for Europe.
The Aegis missile defense system is designed to intercept ballistic missiles fired towards Europe and destroy them in the sky. NATO says the equipment, on warships in the Mediterranean and now onshore in Romania and Poland, is designed to block attacks from the Middle East, not Russia. But Vladimir Putin says he sees it as a threat and has warned both host countries that they could now be in Russia's crosshairs, much to the Americans' consternation.
It is not possible for these missiles to threaten Russian strategic missiles. And we would ask the Russians just think about what they are saying, because we have every intention of working with the Russians if we can. But these threats are very problematic.
Poland's defense minister Antoni Macierewicz has even less time for Putin's complaints.
The Russians don't understand the modern world. They don't understand our actions. They don't understand that every nation has the right to self-defense.
In June, NATO staged its largest international drills to date in Poland. Neutral observers were invited, in part so the Russians could not complain about secret war games. Actually, far from being secret, all the exercises were massively publicized. Poland's main TV networks offered daily live commentary.
They're starting the main section of the exercise, which is the construction of the pontoon bridge over the river. And we're also expecting helicopter support now.
It's a popular theme.
For sure, the Polish people feel a need for a sense of security, especially after what's happened in Ukraine over the past 2 or 3 years, with Russia's intervention in Ukraine. Right now, Poles are worried, thinking that one day maybe we will have to face the same problem.
Throughout its history, Poland has been battered by powerful neighbors. This stretch of river was in German hands from 1772 to 1918, while Russia ruled the east of the country. And domination by the Soviet Union only ended in 1989. So defense is a priority for Poles, and displays of hardware during the NATO exercises drew enthusiastic crowds.
Gdzie naciska?
Mam kotkę napicia. Jak odpalimy źródło i wtedy możemy wcisnąć do końca.
We are situated in a bad place in Europe, between, West and East. So I think that great powers always were, in clash exactly where we are situated.
Despite the bonhomie, only a third of Poles say they feel confident NATO will protect them.
We are happy they're here.
But there should be more soldiers.
Yes, there should be a bigger army deployment to the east, or else Putin will finish us off if the West doesn't come to our rescue.
The Warsaw Summit will see the official announcement of 4 new battalions to be stationed in Poland and the Baltic states. With around 1,000 soldiers each, they'll be led by the US, Britain, Germany and Canada. It's a big step, and one Warsaw is presenting as a triumph. But the force will still be tiny compared to Russian troop numbers in the nearby Kaliningrad region, and the US complains that national borders between NATO members mean extra troops can't necessarily be brought in fast enough.
A military Schengen zone is what I'm looking for. Without that sort of freedom of movement, if deterrence fails, then that means we're going to have to do a liberation campaign, which will be much more expensive, much more dangerous. Today, a refugee can move across Europe more easily than a military convoy.
The general hopes to get that fixed soon. But other NATO members, such as France, Italy and Spain, are rather less hawkish on Russia than Poland, the US and the Baltics, and may not be prepared to go much further.